Hello everyone, welcome to Bevan's Bricks, live again today. It's going to be a very quick, short live stream. But I've seen a lot of people making comments where they said that they thought I was only doing live streams for my members. And I did say that, but what I'm doing is I said, screw it, I'm not going to worry about my statistics anymore. I'm just going to do what I enjoy. And with that being said, I'm going to start doing a lot more live streams. Uh, just on the weekends though. So doing it doing it twice in a weekend is probably pretty rare. That's why I'm kind of doing it early though, to get the word out that I am going to start live streaming for everybody again. Lego Yo, hey ho ho. Michael Fuji, Kevin Waslin, how you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Steve Weiser, hello, hello. And Brick Sargent, hello to you as well, my friend. Those are all my members, as a matter of fact. So we got one new guy and a bunch of members. But I noticed a bunch of people on last night's live stream that were saying that these are for members only, blah, 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 blah. And no, I am trying to live stream for everybody again. So hello, and I hope you guys enjoy. This is going to be a quick one. I'm only going to be on for about 45 minutes or so. But Dave West, how the heck are you, buddy? And good to see you as well, Kevin. And Papa's Bricks, hey, because you missed last night, so now you get to see it live. What I'm doing, though, is I'm working on, this is that S-shaped building, because I am waiting on a bunch of parts for the other building that I was working on, which is my, as I think a lot of people know anyway, it's going to be my Daily Bugle, but it's the Flatiron building. So while I'm waiting on those parts, I thought I would start trying to work on some of these other builds that I had started and never got to finish. So that is kind of where I'm at. I have a little bit of time, so I thought, you know what, I will try and go live and explain to people that I will be doing live streams again, so please don't think when you see a live stream pop up that it is a members only live stream. I'm going to do it for everybody. My members only content is, I'm going to be starting to very soon be doing specialty videos, because a lot of people always ask me about tips and tricks and things of that nature. And I'll be perfectly honest, I know a lot of people ask about them, but they're very unpopular videos. They get very poor views. And I am trying to focus more on getting more views on my videos and things like that. So how-to videos, I really won't be doing a whole lot on my channel anymore. But I will be doing tips and tricks and how-tos. And those types of videos are members only, for silver and up members. So like everybody that I have here right now. And by the way, thank you so much, James Dowling. That was so awesome of you. He says, keep up the great builds, buddy. And thank you, James. I really appreciate that. That's, like I said again, that's very awesome of you. James just did an $8.99 donation, so that is freaking super cool of you, buddy. But I am going to be doing tips and tricks for members only. The live streams, and it'll be for silver members and up. The live streams I'm going to start doing for everybody. And we'll just, oops, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? Yes, I am. Hold on one second. But I am going to start doing live streams at least once a week for everybody, so you guys can expect to see a lot more live streams. I'm just going to limit the live streams, and I'm not going to do them like I used to, because it actually exhausted me. There for a while I was trying to do them almost every day, and it wore me down something fierce. So I feel like doing the live streams like I'm doing them now, where it's only like once a week. This particular weekend happens to be twice, but it works better for me, and it doesn't exhaust me. And thank you so much for being a member for 16 months. I appreciate that, Papa's Bricks. Kevin says, can't wait to see the Daily Bugle. I can't wait either. I have to say, the Daily Bugle, I am probably more excited about that particular building than any building that I have built in, did I forget? Nope. Than any building that I have built in quite some time. I feel like I missed a spot. Nope, I got it. And part of the reasoning is it's a very fun building to work on. It has a lot of greebling and stuff, and I will come back to the comments after I get this hooked up, guys. But it has a lot going on, and it's going to be probably one of the largest buildings I have done to date, because my initial thought process with that particular building, with how I'm doing it and how I'm attacking it, all that kind of thing, and the greebling I'm putting into it, I'm trying to make it an exact match as far as the number of floors and all that from the actual Flatiron building. And to me, the finished product of that is going to be roughly 5 feet, between 5 and 6 feet, depending on what happens on some of the floors, because I am still doing a lot of different, yeah, I do have, and that this is Mike was just saying I got a jungle going there. And this is, to me, it's a futuristic building. It's a beachfront building. And with this, what I'm trying to do is relate like a lot of the green energy and stuff. You see a lot of the new engineering designs and things people are coming out with where they're incorporating where when it rains, the buildings are able to take that rainwater and do things like this to be more green and helpful to the environment. And that's what I'm kind of trying to display in this. And when I do the video on this, I will actually show uh, I agree with you, Kevin. I wasn't fond of Daily Bugle either from Lego and myself, but I'm actually trying to show some of the new styles of architecture that I've been seeing. I'm a big fan of a lot of different types of architecture. I belong to a lot of different architectural digests and groups, and I follow a lot of different architecture pages. And this is, when I make the video on this, I will show you some of the buildings that I actually got inspiration from to design and do this, but this is going to be part of my beachfront district because I'm also going to be putting together my Neapolitan building because that building got crushed. And to me, that's a beachfront building as well. So this building and the Neapolitan are going to be part of my beachfront district that I'm planning on working on because I plan on doing a lot of huge, huge buildings. But back to the Flatiron building real quick because I kind of jumped off. To me, I'm like extremely excited about it. It's got a lot of greebling. It's an old building. It's covered, the actual building's covered with a lot of I was going to say teriyaki, but that's not it. Terracotta and limestone coverings that are engraved, and that's making that a really, really, really fun building. And I'm really excited about doing it. It's really freaking cool, and it's extremely cold, Dave. You are absolutely correct. So I am indoors today. No, I did not end up going to the other brick fair. I decided to bow out of it. It just I didn't feel. Didn't have the time, number one, but I didn't feel it would really be that beneficial to me, so I just bowed out of it. Kevin was saying it's beautiful here in Calgary, and I'm glad it's nice somewhere because it is not very nice here right now. Clem Boston, I hope I said your name correctly, and I'm sorry, I am horrible at enunciations. This is a mock of a seafront building, a green building, which I was just describing. Mike was saying, oh yeah, Kool-Aid voice. Oh yeah. There's the Kool-Aid voice for you. Dave West was saying, you haven't made it anymore. No, I haven't gone to any more brick fairs. I'm looking at possibly trying to do Chicago next year, and then I'm planning on probably doing Brick Fair Virginia again next year. But as far as that, that's all I'm going to do. It's so hard to get everything together and get it pieced together and run out and do shows like that. And then like the one that was by me, the requirements that they had and all that, it was just, and they were so late at finally responding and telling me that I could go that it was kind of like, you know what, I'm going to hold off and do it again. I might try it next year. We'll see how it goes. Awesome, Mike. I'm glad to hear that you're going to Atlanta. That's supposed to be a very good show. The Daryl Bugle. Wah, wah, wah. And James Dowling says, how can I become a channel member? I can't see the icon anywhere. Really? Give me 1 second and I will take care of that right now. I will make sure, hold on, it takes me a second to get to the membership page so I can give you the link. I'll post the link right in the video as soon as I'm almost there. And there it is. So now what I should be able to do, and I apologize, I need to start sharing this on my videos apparently. That is the link to become a channel member. So if you're wanting to become a channel member, James, that's how you do it right there. That's the post I just did. And just so you understand, with the channel membership, number one, you do get access to Discord, even though I don't consider that a member perk anymore. Anybody that joins the channel, though, automatically gets an invite to the Discord. Check on the community tabs for that, because that's where you'll see a link to be able to get into the Discord chat. But beyond that, though, the silver members and up are going to get behind-the-scene type videos, and I do already do that. And again, check your community tabs is where you'll be able to see those. And then also my gold members I do a free instruction, one free instruction every month. I post a link and a code so everybody can download them. Like Mike is one of my gold members. Uh, Brick Sergeant is one of my gold members. And every time I post an instruction, you are free to download that particular instruction for that month. So that's one of the members' perks for gold. But for silver and up, I'm just going to be doing kind of behind the scene videos and things like that. But again, that's the link that you want to click to actually become a member. And I appreciate any and all support. It is awesome if you can do that. And I do also have, and I think Mike is kind of saying that right now in the chat, I do have an Instagram, I do have a TikTok, I have a lot of different things that I post different videos on. So if you're looking at wanting to find more, don't forget to check that as well. And Klimbusting, no, I'm sorry, I've totally forgot about that, my friend. He was asking if I looked at his mock. He sent me a mock to take a peek at, and I have not looked at that yet. So I am so sorry. And hello to Germany from Brick Ursel. I hope I said that correctly. And can't hear me? Let's say the mic is on. At least I'm showing it's on, and I got feedback from it on my end anyway. I'm hoping that you can hear me. Oh, never mind. Okay, I see. His phone connected to Bluetooth. I think I'm caught up to everybody. Mike says Bevan's Bricks is everywhere. And yes, I've tried to do that. I have to say, though, I'm trying to figure out, because a lot of, I'll give you an example. I have my Facebook, and I really don't pay attention to it that much. I really do not pay attention to it that much. And a lot of people find it hard to believe on that, but what people don't understand is when I put a video on Facebook, I'm not actually, and thank you so much for joining, James, I'm actually not on Facebook. I'm on my YouTube and I just share it to my Facebook. So a lot of people try to get a hold of me and talk to me and whatnot on Facebook, and it's not a form of social media that I use too much. And I'm trying to, and yes, like Brick Sergeant just said, and I think it's funny because Brick Sergeant is James, and James Dowling. So James, meet James. But don't forget to get into the Discord so you can chat with everybody, because a lot of these guys talk all the time in Discord as well. And thank you so much. I appreciate the membership, man. It's very helpful. Everything helps out a lot. And hey, Blinky Bricks, how the heck you doing, my friend? So glad to see you. Macro Bricks, dude, what's up? Yes, more progress. And quick question for you, Macro. Are you live streaming tonight? Because I know you typically do your Saturday shenanigans. I'm not going to be streaming tonight at all. So please don't anybody look for me to do it. But if you want to see some fun, don't forget to check out Macro's channel, because he does a lot of different live streams, and he's always having all different types of guests on there too. So his channel can be extremely interesting, to say the least. So don't forget to check him out, man. And he's also one of our members. So welcome to the Funny Farm, James. And again, thank you so much for that. That's awesome of you. And hey, Mayo. Oh, I'm sorry. It was somebody else said Macro. The screen's a little far away. So Tracy Warren, an evening to you. And Blinky Bricks, yes, is in the house. I got to get some parts for this. And, you know, that's a video I'm going to share with you guys this afternoon, because I know a bunch of people keep asking this. My members, I mean. I'm going to try and make a video real quickly, because I keep getting asked, how would you put a floor in this? And it's really not as difficult as people would think it is. And that's why I'm going to make a members video to show how exactly you do that later on today, hopefully. And right there you go, Macro Bricks. As he said, it's about 7.5 hours away is when he goes live, and he does his Saturday shenanigans. So if you get a chance, don't forget to check him out, because I will not be doing any type of streaming this afternoon. But you can get some good entertainment from him. Definitely, definitely. And again, James, don't forget to check out the link so that way you can get into the Discord as well. I need to, I don't know if I've posted the newer link or not, so I might have to get on there and post the new link, but that should be available for you. And hello to the UK, Tracy Warren. But again, just a quick reminder to everybody, my live streams are open for everybody, and I am trying to do them at least once a week, so you can expect to see live streams hopefully at least once a week from here on out. They will always be either on a Friday or a Saturday. If I can, I will try and do them early in the day on Saturdays like I'm doing right now, just quite simply because the people that are overseas are not generally active late in the evening, and this gives more people a chance to see stuff and be able to ask questions and all that happy stuff. And you're right, it's not showing a super chat from you, Papa's Bricks. Or no, I see it. You did a super chat. It did it way back for some reason. Here, let me see if I can do this. There, that way it appears on screen so you can see it, doesn't it? Yep, there it goes. And again, thank you so much for that $4.99 donation. That was awesome of you, Papa's Bricks. Thank you very much appreciated. I don't know why it didn't show it, buddy. But say it shows it on my screen over here, though. I see somebody said Retro with, oh, what that is, Blinky Bricks, is I went through because I wasn't live streaming for a while, and I'm going to have to upgrade stuff. You didn't do nothing wrong, so don't think you're in trouble. I had went through, though, and I had kind of wiped out everybody that's not a member of my channel off of, and even some people that were members of the channel. I just kind of started wiping stuff out back a while back, and I think you were part of that wipe. But that's something I have to do at a later date. I can't do it while I'm live. It doesn't cooperate very well when I try to do it live. It starts glitching me out. But like I said, you didn't do nothing wrong. It was just when I was thinking I was going to quit live streaming altogether, I started cleaning house on a bunch of things, and that was one of the things I cleaned house on, because a whole bunch of people lost their wrenches. And I need to give a bunch of those people their wrenches back. And that. And there. Now, holy crap, Papa's Bricks. Papa's Bricks just donated $19.99. Now that's a big one. I'm glad that showed up. And yes, I can give you a wrench as well, Mike. That's why I said there's a lot of people that I need to redo it. Actually, you know what? I think I might be able to do that right now. Let me try something. It has been a while. And John McKinley, how are you, my friend? Why ain't that? Actually, I guess I can do a bunch of that right now. So give me 1 second. Bear with me for just a minute, guys. A bunch of you should be seeing a wrench pop back up now. Did I do... Because I think I have to do that live now that I'm thinking about it. And that's no worries at all, James. I just want to make sure that you're aware if you are able to see it. I wanted to make sure that you're aware that you can get into Discord. But no, I'm with you. I don't use the Discord a lot either, so I totally agree. And he says, just want to see my channel grow, and I appreciate that, James. Thank you so much. And again, Papa's Bricks, thank you so much for that awesome donation of $19.99. That is freaking awesome of you. And DZ Studios, hey, how the heck are you? And Guy Martin, wow, I haven't seen you in a long time, buddy. Nice to see you. There are a bunch of you guys. John McKinley, how are you? Hope you're... John actually has been doing really good. He has lost a ton of weight. I know he's got other problems, and I'm hoping that stuff gets better for you soon, John, but... last picture I saw of John, it was like, holy crap, man, I almost didn't recognize him. He has lost, correct me if I'm wrong, he lost 75 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. And there is a ton of familiar people in the chat today. You're absolutely right, Dave. And hello again to DC Studios. I'm sorry, I'm kind of like jumping around in my own head. It's nice to see Guy Martin, because I haven't seen Guy Martin in a very long time either. that on. Get that. Come on. These are a bit of a pain. I will be the first to admit it, to get together. So it can be a little frustrating, is a good way I guess I can put it. And I just knocked that piece down. Bear with me and I will come back to the comments, because I keep knocking. There we go, it's starting to get there. I think I got it. There we go, now it's connected. And good evening to the UK. How are you, Gary One Eye? And thank you so much for signing in. Dale says it's been a while since I've caught a live stream. I quit doing them for quite a while. I'm trying to get back into them again. So trust me, it's not because that you've necessarily missed them. It was more because I had pulled back on a lot of things. There for a while, I was actually I was kind of stressing myself out. And that's why I kind of took a big break there for a while on everything with YouTube. But I'm trying to kind of ramp stuff back up. For those that aren't aware, one of the many reasons, because I know a lot of people ask me why I'm not posting as much and so on, I've been learning a lot about statistics and trying to figure out how to better my channel and all that is one of the reasons. But another reason is my wife did go back to work. So my free time is a little more limited than it used to be. But I am still trying to keep the channel up. I don't want my channel to go away. I have no intention on quitting. And I try to do as much as I can, though. It's just, with my wife working now, it's made some things a little bit more difficult than they used to be. But still trying to keep an ease and slow and steady pace. Slow and steady wins the race, right? And there it is. And thank you so much, DZ Studios. He says the build is looking awesome, and thank you. I'm hoping, because this was a building I actually planned out and bought all the parts for and all that. I want to say it was about 4 months ago. I'm hoping that I can kind of get this finished as far as the exterior structure and all that over the next week or so is what my goal is. And part of the reason I'm working on this is while I'm waiting on parts for my Flatiron building, or Daily Bugle if you will, I thought I would try and get some of my other projects done. Another project that I have to go back to because I want to reassemble my Neapolitan building. That's another building I got to try and get pieces back together and reassemble that and get it off the floor because I'm tired of tripping on that. But I'm trying to get a lot of my old buildings that I started and never finished back together and just get some really big buildings going in the city because I just prefer big buildings. Mike says, just do you, Daryl. Haters always gonna, and yeah, they are. There's been a lot of that, and I've tried to ignore it. And Kenneth Swan, thank you so much for joining. I know you've been a member before. You should be in Discord already, I thought. But thank you for joining again, buddy. That's so awesome of you. And thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it, buddy. And see, you still even got your wrench. But like I said, I'm pretty sure you're still in Discord. Did I get all those? And I got those. And what am I missing? I am missing this. That's what I'm missing. There we go. But no, I feel like I got a much better grasp on the whole YouTube gig now. I'm still learning. And for those that don't know, I do have another channel now as well because that's something I get asked about a lot is different things about how to learn about your statistics, how to read your statistics, how to understand them and things like that. Especially for, well, because I know, prime example, Papa's Bricks being in here. I know he has his own channel. Macro has his own channel. I know John, McKinley, I was trying to do like a little channel. But a lot of people always ask me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, different things about YouTube. And what I did is I made another channel that I am trying to do videos on to help people understand YouTube a little bit better, because there was a lot that I've learned recently that I never really understood. So don't forget to check out that channel is called Video U. It's not a channel I'm focusing on really a lot, so don't expect a ton of content. But anytime people ask me questions or anything, I will try to make like a quick video and post it over there. It's not going to be a lot of really fancy editing or anything like that, but the channel is there for people that are trying to learn and understand how to do things on YouTube. So if anybody is interested in that type of information, please feel free to check out that channel as well. And I don't know if I have a link for it that I could even show you or not. No, I don't. But don't have one handy. And you are awesome, Macro. 27 months. Wow. Anybody that's a member, just so you guys know, you are allowed to post that, like Macro just did, just to show that, hey, you've been here, you've been around, you've been helping support me. And I know Macro has been a member, well, obviously 27 months. And you can tell that he's been a member for 2 years, and 27 months actually now, because he has that little gold helmet. Those are all my members that have been members for a very long time. Dave West is another one that has been a member for over 2 years. So a very special thank you to you guys being here and supporting the channel. Couldn't continue to constantly do a lot of the stuff that I do without the help of you guys. Fox Leader says, are you going to do a Spider-Man apartment house mock? When you say Spider-Man apartment house, you're talking about like from that original set that they came out with? I might. We'll see. I'm not too worried about houses right now. I'm more, I'll kind of, because I didn't really explain this in my last video as far as my city. And this is, because for anybody that saw the city update video, a lot of you know that I'm going to be taking a lot of the stuff off the top of my table, and I'm going to start building smaller displays under the table. Here's the reasoning behind that, because I don't think I really explained it that well in the video. I just kind of basically touched on it. My reasoning, Fox Leader says it's almost a year, so close. And hey, I still appreciate it, my friend. It's awesome that you have supported me and helped me for that. I really do appreciate that. But to quickly come back, part of the reason that I'm looking at doing that is because I want to start building more large buildings like this. And here's kind of my thought process, and people might think it's nuts, but I'm wanting to kind of make it a superhero city, if you will, but I'm going to be using buildings like the Flatiron building, so I have the Daily Bugle. I'm going to be designing the Daily Planet, which we all know is Superman. I plan on building, and I'm already working on designs for Wayne Towers, Batman. I plan on building a Justice League mock, which is all DC. I already have the Avengers Tower, so that's, again, is Marvel. That's for the Avengers. But I'm wanting to try and start building a lot of the different really huge, cool-looking builds from the variety of different superheroes that I'm fascinated with, and put them into my city somehow. But I want the buildings to be representative of what I think are very good builds. Because like the original Lego set for the Daily Bugle, to me, I'm not impressed. I hate that ladder that runs up the side. I don't think it looks good, because it's supposed to be a skyscraper, and a skyscraper does not have a fire escape. The other thing is the sign. It's bigger than the building, and that is something that should not be the case. But it's stuff like that that I'm trying to do, and that's why I'm redoing my city. I'm going to have a lot of random buildings that have no meaning, but they're going to be big, like this, that are in my city. And then I'm going to have, again, like the Wayne Tower, the Daily Bugle, and big buildings like that placed throughout the city as well. So, Fox Leader, yes, I am wanting to do the one from the 80s, the old big curved Justice League building. I think that would be freaking sweet with the water fountain out front and the little star pattern. But that is what I'm trying to focus on right now, is the really, and thank you so much, LJ, says good to see you back. That's what I'm trying to focus on, and that is awesome. You are just 3 months away from 2 years. Well, almost 2 months away, and that is awesome. Again, thank you so much, Kevin. I really do appreciate that. But that's kind of what my direction and what my thoughts and what my ideas are on my city. The airport stays because you have to have that's the only place I can put my airport is on the top of the table. It's a very big airport, quite simply, just bada boom, bada bing. So that's staying there. But everything else over on this side of the table is going to be insanely huge builds. Macro says, you are all too kind. MechBoy Animations has any plans to make a Baxter building typed from the comics, and it's a simple design. You'll have to forgive me because the Baxter building I'm drawing a blank on. So I will have to look into that one, my friend. Did I miss any other comments? And I apologize if I did. Reckless Metal says 2 days in a row. Yes, isn't that surprising? But today is going to be it as far as the live streamings. DZ Studios says, do you think the Eiffel Tower would be good? I think the Eiffel Tower is a really cool build. Lego even made a set on it, and it was actually a pretty good set, believe it or not. I don't have that particular set, though. And hey, how you doing, Art Claxton? Mike says he lost a few months from being a quitter, and like I said, I totally understand why a lot of people quit. I pulled back, so I didn't expect people to keep going with my channel as well. But I needed a mental break. It's helped me in a lot of ways, and I'm glad I took the break. So, but I'm trying to be back full force, going for it. But don't be upset or feel bad for taking a break from the membership or anything like that. I totally understand it. When I took a break, I didn't expect people to stick around. That was totally understandable. Paul, I don't know where Paul Rod is, Rob. I talked to him yesterday, but I haven't seen him in the live streams. And what me and him were actually talking about yesterday was he lives in Oklahoma, for those that know Paul Bott anyway. And he was telling me that they are opening a new brick and minifig store by him. So he was pretty excited about that. But he is still around, though. He's just, I haven't seen him in the live streams. And it's, like I said, again, nobody has to explain anything. I appreciate any and all the support, Steve. But yes, I do understand, because that was something I even said when I made that original video, telling everybody I was kind of taking a break, and that was, the economy sucks right now. It's tanking. I mean, it really is. It's horrible. And a lot of things cost a lot more money. So I totally understand why people have to take breaks or need to take breaks. And again, I would never fault anybody for any of that. And it's like I've always told everybody, if you can't afford to pay the membership fees or anything like that, I appreciate anything and everything that everybody does, but it is not expected at all. It really is not. I don't want to hear anybody is hurting for anything. And if that's something that helps you pay your bills, I mean, drop out by all means. Do not hang around for my silliness. Because I would rather know that people are feeding their families as opposed to feeding my hobby. DZ Studio says, I can't wait for Lego to do Disney's 100th sets. Rich Green says, take a bow, Bevins. And thank you so much, Rich Green. Fox Leader says, if you're doing the heroes, are you doing anything for the villains in League of Doom? It's not League of Doom. I do want to do Alex Towers, so that is something I have in my head already. So yes, I plan on doing stuff for the villains. I have to redo and mess around a little bit more, but everybody remembers. And thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Originally I didn't plan on calling it the Thanos building, but after somebody else had called it that, I decided that is what I'm calling it. But I want to change it up, and that is that purple and yellow building. That is something that's going to be staying in my city. I'm going to be revamping it a little bit, making it a little bit more unique, because the way it is right now, it's good, but it's not. It could be better. So yes, I do intend on doing different villain buildings. Typically, though, there's not a lot of really big villain buildings in either universe, so to speak. But Lex Luthor's tower is one that I'm definitely already planning on. And like I said, again, with the Thanos tower, I'm definitely going to do that. If anybody has suggestions for bad guy buildings, though, please, I would love to hear your suggestions or ideas for any other type of towers or buildings I could include that would be for the bad guys, because I do want to have both. I definitely want to have both. And did that, oh, I got to do these. Dave West says, I am correct that the building used for the Daily Bugle is also the hotel in the John. No, it is not. You're not correct. Let me explain why though, Dave West. It when I say Flatiron building, people, if you let me put it this way, if you type in Flatiron building on the internet, you're going to see a whole bunch of Flatiron buildings comes up. There's, I think, 3 different Flatiron buildings in New York City. It might even be 4. I might be wrong. I know there's 1 or 2 of them in Canada. There's a lot of Flatiron buildings, though, throughout the nation. And the one that's in John Wick is still a New York City building, yes, and it is still called a Flatiron building. But it is not the Flatiron building that I'm using, because the one for John Wick was only a 5-story building. It's a short one. And I'm trying to remember what street it's on. It's on a different street, though, because the one that I'm building is at 127th Street, or I believe it's at the corner of Broadway and 22nd. Depends on which of the 3 streets you're talking about. But the point that I'm trying to get at is the reason that the building that I'm working on and all those other buildings, even the one in John Wick that you're talking about, they're all called Flatiron buildings. And the reason that they're called Flatiron buildings is because they're shaped like an old flat iron that people would use to iron their clothes. Back when you would take the iron and put it on the stove to heat it up, and then you would iron your clothes with it. That is where they got their actual names. The building that I'm doing is actually the actual name of the building, or the original name of the building, was the Fuller Building. And the one that you're talking about, like I said, again, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It is a Flatiron building, but it's not the same Flatiron building that I'm doing, but it's what the heck? You know what? I can probably find it real fast if I look. Give me 1 second, guys. It is, because it is a Flatiron building, John Wick. Because I'm going to tell you exactly which one that's at. That is the one, the John Wick building is on Wall Street Court. It's on 1 Wall Street Court. So just to show you, and I can do a quick screen display. Excuse me, and why is it displaying? Hold on. It is showing the wrong screen. There we go. Now we can show it. So that is the building used in John Wick. This particular building is on 1 Wall Street Court. It is in New York City still, I do believe. But it's the back corner of it is the junction of Beaver and Pearl Street. And yes, it is in, oh no, I'm sorry, it's not in New York, it's in Manhattan. So this is the John Wick building, and that is a beautiful building as well. Don't get me wrong. I think this is beautiful. But again, it is a Flatiron building. But if you type in just Flatiron building, you will get a ton of different references. Just to kind of show you really quickly. There's a, which these are all the ones that I'm building. But here's a Flatiron building, for example. And this particular Flatiron building is right here in Michigan. This is in Milford Township. But again, the reason for the building name is because essentially all they are is they are a triangle. Plain and simple. And it's the shape of the building is the reason that they call them Flatirons. But they're typically, they're all Flatiron buildings, but they're not all what I consider the Flatiron building, if that makes sense, I hope. But there, hopefully that kind of shows you a little bit thing. Yes, there, like I said, it's, and again, it's the reasoning, and no, it's, like I said, it's, I like people to understand and know exactly what they're looking at and what they're thinking of. But yes, he said he didn't know that there was multiple ones, and yes, because the one that I'm doing, I don't know the history of the John Wick building. I do know, I think that one was around 1908 when that one was built. The one that I'm building was actually completed in 1902, and again, like I said, it was the Fuller Building is what it originally was called. And but each one of them, the Flatiron building that I'm building, which is the one that was used again in Spider-Man, and that's not the part I want. That one was completed in 1902 by the Fuller, it was originally called the Fuller Building. They completed it in 1902. It was a 20-story building. In 1905, Fuller sold it to, I believe, the person's name was Dunham, and he added a 21st floor. The 21st floor you really can't see, but it is now a 21-story building. And that 21st floor is kind of recessed inside of the upper casing of it. But when I do go to make the actual build, and when I do the full video, and that piece is not pinching together, I will give a lot more information about the building because I am kind of a history nut and love old buildings and things of that nature. So I love to share information about buildings. Yes, Toronto does have one. You are absolutely correct, Kevin. That one's the thing I love about the Toronto build, the Toronto Flatiron building, I should say, is that particular building, it's got a beautiful color scheme about it. And those are my used ones. I don't want to use those. And what I mean by that, it's like the one that I'm doing, the first 4 floors are covered with, if I remember correctly, limestone, and then everything above that is terracotta. The one that is in Toronto, the historical building in Toronto, is that one has got a really unique color palette. And what I mean by that is the Toronto one is a dark red and a green, because that's another, that building, it's sharp. Let me just say that. And let me see if I can pull that up, because the one that's in Toronto is a beautiful building. Beautiful, beautiful building. And the color scheme of it, to me anyway, I think is absolutely gorgeous. And let me just share it with you guys. This is what he's talking about. This is still a Flatiron building, but this particular building is in Toronto. And to me, just the color of that building is absolutely amazing. Can you imagine? I think the technical color that Lego would use would be sand green, but can you imagine having these stupid posts that pop up when you're clicking stuff? Can you imagine having like a dark red or even like the nougat color or something to build this building, and then using the green? I mean, the colors on it would just absolutely pop majorly. But I know I get a little carried away, so I apologize, because I really, I'm a huge fan of architecture, and stuff like that kind of excites me. So Kevin was saying some of the old courthouse buildings are really cool too. Yes, you are absolutely correct. Rob was saying Bevan's bricks say it ain't cool until it's built by him. Go big or go home. And thank you, R. Claxton. Yes, the color scheme to me, like I said, that building is just beautiful. It's, you know, even though what you're saying, Dave, is like the John Wick, it would be a smaller building. But to me, it would still be a cool building, and I need 1x3s. Here we are. I still think that would be a cool building, though, to put into it. But I love the John Wick movies as well, so I definitely get why you would be interested in that. Without a doubt, my friend. Because it is a very, very cool building. And that goes there. I didn't realize I had so many of these already. That goes there. I already did that. I didn't do that one. So I'm trying to pull apart, if you guys haven't seen, this was the original piece that I had this building mocked up on. And I'm trying to steal the parts that I had originally used to put that together, to come over and put this one together now. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I need that. Macro was saying I should Google Image Calgary's library. The C train car goes through it. I will have to check that out. I know you had posted some pictures on your Instagram, Macro, of, I don't know where you were at. And oh man, that sucks. I just dropped a piece all the way down. We're going to not worry about it for now. Anyway, you had posted some pictures. I thought it was from downtown Calgary. And you were in a hotel or something, because you were kind of looking down and taking pictures. But dude, I don't know where it was at, but man, talk about some inspiring looking photography. You had some really cool pictures, and it's been a few months since you posted them, but you had some amazingly cool pictures of different buildings that could be used for inspiration. So I can imagine that the Calgary one would be very cool too. Gary Prosser, hey, how you doing? He says, great to see you live streaming again, and thank you, Gary. I appreciate it, and it's nice to see you as well, my friend. Um, and the thing with that makes the Flatiron building like the one that I'm doing, because most of the Flatiron buildings are not all a Pythagorean theorem. Let me use that. Let me go into a little bit of the history of it. That's one of the only Flatiron buildings that I'm aware of that is a Pythagorean theorem. And with a Pythagorean theorem, it is a perfect 90-degree angle at one corner. So you have three lengths of a triangle that are all different in length, which causes that building to be extremely difficult to build, to say the least. A lot of the different Flatiron buildings, some of them, I'll give you a prime example. The one that's at Times Square, because that is technically a Flatiron building as well. The one that, I forget the number of the address of it, but the Times Square Flatiron building is basically a pizza wedge. And I'm hoping you guys can see that. But so it doesn't have perfect 90-degree angles. The one that I'm doing, that's what made it so difficult, was having that 90-degree angle on one side, and then having the third wall is actually the building measurements, if I remember correctly. The outside wall is 175, the inside wall is 192 feet. But the thing is if you look at one wall to the other, they look exactly identical. But I had to really study a lot of the images and kind of understand how they came up when stretching this side, keeping it the same as the other side. And there's a lot of really goofy stuff going on with the building to accomplish that. And I made a few adjustments on my build in order to be able to accomplish it as well. But I'm really happy, and I think it's actually going to pull out and work out well the way that I want it to. This building, man, I missed a bunch of comments, guys. I am sorry. But you're right, Dave. They do all look awesome. And yes, shout out to Canada. Absolutely, Macro. I missed a bunch of comments, and I apologize. I'm trying to skim through. But I am going to Google image Calgary's library. Fun fact. Fox Leader was saying, fun fact, John Wick is part of the Payday universe. So Dallas and the gang could be part of the city, just over the top bank robbers. I did not know that. That's freaking awesome. And Mike Fuji, oh, the building I just showed, that was the Flatiron building that's in Calgary. Or I'm sorry, that was the Flatiron building that was in Toronto. Take care, Kevin. I hope you have a good time grocery shopping. Mike saying La Road revolving restaurant in Hawaii as well. Turns 3. That would be freaking cool. There used to be a hotel here in Michigan that did the rotating thing. So that way while you were dining, and I forgot how fast it went, but it was actually pretty slow because people used to get seasick while they were up there eating. But it used to be one in downtown Detroit, or the Rensen, and I thought, last I had heard about it, I thought they ripped it down. Just the restaurant portion of it. But that was a place that I'd always wanted to see because I thought that would be a fun place to eat, to be able to see the entire city from a building doing that with the 360 degrees. And you're saying that the La Ronda does that, and it's every hour, so that makes sense. And a lot of the reason that that happens like that so slowly is because the first time that they did that with a building, what had happened is when it was spinning, everybody got sick. And that's why they have to make it go super slow, because it can cause seasickness to some people to be spinning around while they're trying to dine. RT Brawler, I am building another waterfront building for my city. This is going to be next to my Neapolitan once I rebuild the Neapolitan anyway. And Fox Leader says I would post a video covering the whole Payday universe timeline, but that's almost a 4-hour video. I can totally understand that, buddy. There's a lot of videos that I could probably make and post that would be extremely long, and that's why I don't generally do them. Because a lot of the stuff that I know I find interesting anyway, not everybody necessarily finds interesting. And thank you so much for joining the membership, Gary. I really appreciate that. And I know you are not a new member. What I mean by that is I know you were a member before, and thank you so much for signing back up. I really appreciate it, buddy. It's very kind of you. Thank you, and thank you again. I do appreciate it. Lego plugs that I made. A Lego Little Caesars, a Lego Dominoes, and Lego out of a Lego Church's Chicken, Lego Circle K. That's awesome, man. And Steve was saying, top of the former Prudential Center in Southfield had it. Yes, and didn't they, correct me if I'm wrong, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, didn't they rip that down as well? I haven't been out that way in quite some time, man. I used to go there all the time when I was younger, but the last I had heard, because they also, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, that was where they had the train car, what do you call it? It took you from the hotel to the mall, though, and they took it down because there was too much riffraff coming from the mall over to the hotel. But that used to be fun to just sit and ride that and ride it around the parking lot and go back. If it's the same thing that I'm thinking that you're talking about anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's that. Do I have any ideas for building a campground? With a campground, what I would recommend is just building lots and lots of plants and areas for people to park. Something else I would recommend if you're wanting to try and build a campground is Lego has made tons of motorhomes and camper trailers and camper sets that you could buy, and you could use those as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That you could use those as well for inspiration for making a campground. So there's a couple different ideas for you. Fox Leader was saying there's one where he lives, and that was Georgia snow is about the same as Alabama snow. I must have missed a comment, Fox Leader. Oh, as far as the trees, yes, lots and lots of trees. And that's something I've been wanting to show everybody too. That's a video I'm wanting to make. It's a new tree design that, and Mike, I don't know if you saw it or not while we were down there, but it was a new tree design I picked up from looking at some of the other builds that were on display at Brick Fair, Virginia. Let me go grab it real quick. It wasn't a palm tree, but to me it's a real natural looking, nice, thin tree. I love, 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 love this thing. And I'm going to be putting a bunch of these, or building a bunch of these to use throughout my city. It's kind of a fragile build, but it's a very cool build. If you have the little 3-leaf sprue piece anyway, it's a very cool build. And just to show you, to me, this has got to be my new favorite tree. And I'm hoping you guys can see it in the picture here. It's nice and thin. It looks really full. It has a nice natural effect. But I plan on making a video here real soon to show you guys how to build like this tree. And then I already did because I learned some techniques on building palm trees, which is what's going to be going around this particular build I'm working on right now. And I know I made that video already for people to see, but those are like 2 of my favorite new tree designs, and I learned both of those from just looking at people's builds while I was at Brick Fair, Virginia, because there were so many cool builds there when I was there this year. I didn't do a video on that tree. I did a video on the palm trees. This is the one I did the palm tree video on. I'll show you. Because these are what's going to be going around this building I'm working on right now. So I did do videos on these. There's a camera. So this I have, but that one I just showed, no, I have not made a video on how to do that one yet. Because like I said, I literally just learned how to do that particular tree myself. That's awesome. RT Brawler says he has a big Lego city in his house too. And you are more than welcome, Klimbosting. You guys are talking to each other. Fox Leader says it's what Michael posted on Discord. Oh, okay. And yes, the round discs one is the one that I posted the video on. Yes, you are absolutely correct, Mike. Macro Brick says small, detailed, and fun. RT Brawler, what is all about? What it's all about? Absolutely. Yes, I did make some videos on the pine trees. Yeah, that is a problem. I do tend to overbuild everything. Oh, there you go. That's a good idea. Fox Leader says he's used that technique for a landing pad. Not to cut the, well, actually, I guess I'm not cutting it short. I've been on for an hour. Not to cut the live stream short, but I need to run because right there was the wife, and I also have been holding it for a while, which is why I'm standing, because I need to go water the trees in the yard. So, on that note, actually, before I go, though, I've got to, hold on, I want to do that beautiful bean footage. I forgot to cue it up. Dashboard. At least I think I can cue it up. That looks like that might be it. Nope, that's not it. Where is it at? I'm sorry. I thought I had everything queued up, and I do not. And I don't. I apologize. I do want to say again, though, thank you so much for all the people that joined the channel and did donations during the channel or during the stream. I apologize for not having the cool cue at the end. But I will be streaming again next weekend. This is the last one for this weekend, and I have to go before I wet myself. So, as always, thanks for coming.